Hello, everybody, and welcome to this live team meeting on the 7th of May, 2018. Today, we're going to be talking about some news and updates, the current events, including the recent Bitmain Z9 ASICs. We're going to have a Q&A, and then we're going to have some information about ZelTreZ, some demos. So if you want to stick around for that, by all means do. Parker, do you want to lead us away with the sum up of the last meeting?
Sure, thanks. So last meeting we talked a couple things. ZelCash was added to a couple portfolio trackers, including Delta, Blockfolio, CoinLib.io. The marketing plan is still in progress, and Sparkit will touch on that later in the meeting. ZelTreZ Alpha is up, as a lot of people have seen, with some of the screenshots we've shared, and also the live tech demo we did last live meeting. And then also we continue to work on the outreach program to the community and the members, including the ones on Discord, with help including translations, designs, tweeting for us and all that. So this week on news and updates, you'll go to the next slide, Miles.
That's all right, it's there.
Okay. Yeah, so we got added to another portfolio tracker, which is a live coin watch, which is a pretty nice site. ZelTreZ has all 8 coins implemented in the multi-asset wallet that we've talked about. There's been some large trading volumes on Stocks Exchange that comes up a lot in the Discord discussions. Again, Agent Smith or Daniel and I are still always working on adding more exchanges for ZelCash. The teaser video was released on YouTube, and we've got the link up on our Twitter if you haven't seen it. Also, a lot of people in the community have helped us do translations for that video, which I will add closed captioning to on YouTube. And then lastly, we are currently working on an info page similar to Bitcoin Z's info page, so that it's easier to track our progress on our roadmap.
All right, so I'll sort of lead the discussion about Equihash ASICs and sort of where the team stands. We've been discussing them over the last days, as well as talking with other developers from other projects, you know, BTCZ, Bitcoin Private, Zen, etc. A lot of pretty big guys, smart guys in there, a lot of cryptographers. It's been an interesting discussion and talk that's been going on in that channel. And most projects are going to be moving to ASIC resistance. The only one that we're not sure of yet is Zen. I believe their statement is they're looking at all options still openly. So I'll leave that up to them to sort of announce. But in Zel's case, we are looking to create a decentralized development platform, and inherently to me as the founder, and along I think with the rest of the team, and it looks like the majority of the community, ASICs aren't the way to have decentralization. So in the interest of decentralization, we are going to be changing our algorithm. Leading options now are a modified version of Equihash. So we'll be changing the NK values potentially. What that can lead to is more memory usage of a GPU. So that could potentially knock out 2 GB cards, 3 GB cards, 4 GB cards. And there's no real way to know if this will work or not against those ASICs. If they're ASICs, then yes, it should. If they're FPGAs, then it may not. But we have no way of knowing that. So I think our leading decision right now, and if we can implement it, is going to be changing to a modified X16 type algorithm. So something to that effect is sort of what the team's looking at now and what we're going to be working on over the next few weeks. Our aim is to release it before sort of 20th of June, 30th of June. But we want to make sure that it's safe, that it actually works, because, you know, it's a multi-million-dollar network now. So we can't afford any mess ups or screw ups. So in the interest of the project, we're going to make sure it's done right. That's about all there is to ASICs. the discussion is ongoing, so keep firing away. In general, we should probably make an ASIC chat channel actually, where we can talk about sort of updates and what we're looking at, what we're doing. Any suggestions are still welcome. But now that ZelTreZ is back-end wise pretty much polished up, we're just catching any bugs on it, so we can start now. The teams of focus can be shifted to ASIC resistance. So that's all there is to that, really. Is anyone going to add anything to that, or?
Hey, Miles, this is Dan. I just wanted to add, too, that this should not affect the release date of ZelTreZ whatsoever, so things should progress on nicely with that. Yeah,
we finished with 23 days spare. Obviously, we need time for testing, so it's good that we've got 23 days. So release date's still 31st of May, and we are more than thankful, actually, to Trunk for all his hard work on ZelTreZ. Without him, it would have been many more months down the line. So thank you. Next, we'll talk about some of the community help and some outreach. So marketing-wise, and with some of the merch updates, Sparkit, do you want to take this and talk about a little bit what the marketing team's doing now?
Absolutely. So the marketing plan is being formed, and we're glad to welcome Higemon to the marketing team. Right now, we're talking with merchandise manufacturers. Hickory's been doing some design for shirts and other merchandise, and we're working on a Zell store. Zell will of course be used to pay the merchandise with in the store using Zell Pay, and we're also working on getting Zell out there in the crypto media with the help of Lumi. And of course, if you're interested in helping out with the marketing, you can contact me or Scribbles.
Or Parker.
Or Parker, of course. I think that covers everything in a very short term. Does anyone want to add anything?
Yeah, I'd like.
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to add, and I know Miles kind of skimmed over the exchange piece, but we are very actively and aggressively pursuing other exchanges. They're just at this particular point in time, it's a real slow process to get these things listed, and also we want to make sure that it's in the best interest of the community and of the project. So I know a lot of people have questions on what's the next exchange. I think the real question is, when is the next exchange? I think it's coming.
Yeah, I think we've seen some positive movement in that space, so we're feeling pretty confident. Parker, did you have something to add to marketing?
Yes, like I said earlier, we've got a lot of good help lately from the community on Discord for helping with translations of the teaser video. We are still missing a couple languages we would like to add, including Korean and Japanese. So if anybody would like to do a short 1-minute translation, I have the English script. Please direct message me if you're interested.
All right. Still, we are expanding the team. I think we're at 18 members now, or 20 almost. We are frivolously expanding. And we have got a few, I'd say 2 developers that will be joining the team. Recently, a big acquisition was Olivier Bishop. His name is Olivier is a UI UX developer, and he's now working on the ZelTreZ website. So you can visit ZelTreZ.io and you can sort of see the countdown along with some links. And you can also start to see some more of his work come into effect later on over the next few months. Another big bit of news, which I don't think is mentioned here, is the formation of the legal entities, the companies that Zell will be sort of under and operating as. So there'll be a an LLC as one entity, which will be handling ZelCash, ZelTreZ, and a bunch of other ZelDex, etc. A bunch of different other products. Zel runs, sort of as a tech company, and then we'll have the charity organization, Zel Foundation. That'll be probably under the guide of Daniel. He has a lot of experience in charity work, I believe. So that'll be sort of focusing on community outreach, actually on the ground level, not just sort of online, right? And yeah, that's all there is to it. Some frequently asked questions. Parker, do you want to run over these? They're asked a lot in general, so.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, these are important questions, so and can't always go and read through an entire channel on Discord. So I thought I'd touch on these a little bit here during the live meeting. Zel nodes has always been scheduled to be discussed with the community by around the end of Q2. Nothing has changed there, but also we haven't discussed it before then. So we still have a couple months to wait until we start discussing things like collateral, the tiers and the requirements. We'll have to nail some stuff down there. So that's incoming. The Copay wallet is a lightweight wallet. You do not have to download the full blockchain. It's also OS independent, so you can do it on, you can use it on Windows, Mac, Linux, and Android APK. The ZelDex will not be part of the ZelTreZ version that is releasing at the end of May, but it will be started on, and it will be part of ZelTreZ at some point, hopefully by the end of this year. And Miles, you can correct me if I'm wrong there, but I believe it's Q4 on the schedule right now.
For ZelDex, or?
Yes.
It's Q4 onto Q1 2019. Yeah, around that time.
Cool, thanks. And then also another big question, especially once we started getting a fair amount of volume on the exchanges, is the coin supply right now is about 21.5 million, including the dev fund. And then also, like, just to clarify that the actual number of coins that aren't part of the dev fund is about 10.1, 10.2 million. And that's, I would call that the actual circulating volume, only because we're pretty transparent with the dev fund and we're trying not to sell it unless it's absolutely necessary. Sell pieces of it unless it's necessary.
Yeah, I mean, direct sale from the dev fund, which is controlled by me, has been 10 coins, 10 individual ZelCash, and that was at the launch of Stocks Exchange. Except from that, there's been no direct sale from me. All the dev fund has been distributed out to team members, all but 50,000, which was used to pay for GraviX. The rest has gone out to team members, who I think is in their interest to keep hold of theirs, but hey, who knows what they're doing with it, right? You can always monitor the dev fund as well. It's at a transparent address, right? So that's at the front and center of the website. You can view that. And is there anything you want to add? Sorry, Daniel, you were going to say something?
I was only going to bring up, Miles, that essentially with the project progressing as rapidly as it is, obviously we want to be very conservative with the dev fund, and we want to make sure that we're not tapping into it. But there will be, especially for the legal aspect of it, there will be some fiducial responsibility. So we are going to have to, at some particular point in time, move some of that dev fund specifically around the legal aspect of it. So, and we'll be very transparent what's happening and how it's happening. But with the individuals that are doing the work for us, I mean, we obviously have to pay them, and that's where I think we're going to tap into a little bit of the dev fund.
Yeah, sort of to bring up that we're forming the, I can't say what it is going to be called, but the Zel company. It's not what we call that, but roughly. That's going to be formed in Switzerland with the same lawyers that formed the Ethereum Foundation. So we seem to be in good hands, and we're making sure that we do everything properly. And obviously, everyone knows legal fees start to cost a lot more, and you can't just pay those in crypto. So as Daniel mentioned, there would potentially be a little bit of movement, but we'll be announcing it to community. As we announce anything else, it'll be transparent and you'll be able to sort of see what's being spent on legal fees. You got anything to add to that, Daniel?
Yeah, no, the only other thing I was going to add, Miles, is, you know, you touched base real quickly on the payout of the current amount of Zel that we've given out. I can honestly say that the devs as a whole have not received. I mean, we're doing this kind of for the project itself. So there's not anything coming out of the dev fund that's specifically for the devs at this particular point in time. We're the same as everyone else. We're miners and we're traders, and we do the exact same thing. And you know, so we just want to make sure that everybody knows we're very transparent with what we're doing.
Yeah, and any of the fund that's been sent around can be accounted for. So yeah, by all means, ask away as often as you guys do. So next, Trunk, if you want to join me on a screen share, we can start to talk about ZelTreZ, I think. Or maybe there's a Q&A just after this. I mean, ask your questions, we'll be answering them as we go through this demo. So we'll start to show what's going on. So ZelTreZ works. It exists, despite what some people may say. Cough, Duke, cough. So here it is for you to see. We have got all coins integrated as we stated before, as we aimed. So Zel, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Hush, ZCash, Bitcoin Z, and Ravencoin. All work in full node, I think, except from Ethereum. Trunk, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes,
and
supporting Ethereum full node in the first release, as they don't have RPC method that we would like to utilize. For example, listing the transactions, so we will not need to call the APIs from server, which doesn't bring any advantages.
The advantages a full node Ethereum could the advantages an Ethereum full node could bring wouldn't really be offered inside of ZelTreZ, so it would be really no need for people to download a 400 gig bundle of files, really. So that's why it's not supported in the first version. By all means, if there's a demand for it, we can add it, but for now it wouldn't be supported. So do you want to start by sending some Hush around, maybe?
Okay.
If you log in, here I'll show sort of your screen. I can. All right. So this is Trunk. This is his screen. He's just logged in.
Yeah. Send me the ID.
I was going to send you some, man. If you receive, and you can just DM that to me. And then if people want to put their Zel addresses in chat or in general, we can share those around. We've got some Zel to send around. You know, we've got $90 here, so demonstrate that it works for you guys. So Trunk's just sent me his address. So it's a pretty simple process. Just open the Hush wallet, send, paste in the address, enter. And then I'm going to send you 12 Hush. Simple, click a send, and it's off. There are a few more little features and things we're going to tweak, but there you can see it's sending. Here it is on the Hush block explorer. This is running on our own domain, but we can take this text ID if we want to the Hush block explorer. So I think that's their official one. I mean, we can really go through the website if wanted, but there's a transaction on the Hush explorer. No smoke, no mirrors. It really works. So yeah, here it is. And once that transaction gets sent, it'll disappear out of here. So one thing we can show regarding this is the account section. So this would, you would have an image, you have to choose your own image here, but you can change your currency here, selection of a few hundred. And you can also show your private keys, your encryption key, or your other version of showing your private key in a WIF format. Back to portfolio view. If you want to post any ZelCash addresses, feel free to. We've had a lot come in general. Okay, guys. So we'll start sending away. There's a lot here. Right, we'll start getting through them, and you guys can post them if you want in YouTube comments as well, by all means, the live chat. If there's any things you guys want us to demonstrate, please ask. I think maybe Trunk, you could show full node install, maybe? Do you want to do that?
Full node. Which currency do you want?
Someone ask, someone suggest, and take someone's suggestion from general, I guess.
Let's do Bitcoin Z.
Okay. Fire up Bitcoin Z then, I think.
I've got a Bitcoin Z already installed, so you're just verifying files, not downloading
Okay, cool.
them.
So usually when you fire it here, I'll show you your screen so people can see it. All right. So do you want to cancel setup and just load back into it again, or let that verify close it and go back into it? But basically, when you activate full node, it starts downloading some files, right? And once it's done, once it verifies files, it will launch a, for Bitcoin Z's case, Bitcoin ZD, the Damien, and we'll start syncing up if it's not already synced. So I'm going to start sending some Zel around for people. Oh, you're going to have a while. All right. While you're doing that, I'll switch back to me, and I'll show me sending some Zel around, I guess. Anyone can get some.
Still 2% sync, so I'll switch to another node.
Okay.
I don't know what I've seen.
Right, we'll start spamming out 10 Zel to everyone. I think it's the most movement we've seen in general for a while, isn't it, Parker?
Yeah, it didn't help that I posted an announcement.
That's fine. See how long I can get away with sending 10 to everyone. Oh yeah, we need to slow down, don't we? We're gonna do one at a time. All right. We'll go through it. Send other coins, guys, if you've got any other stuff you want. Who is Miles? Someone asked. I am Miles. Scribbles. It's me, Seal Clubber. How can I have a ZelCash wallet on Mac? Someone asked. You can by using the ZelCash Copay wallet that's out right now. So go to zel.cash or just Google ZelCash and you'll find the website. And then the Mac option is there. That was helpfully put together by Lumi for us, who's not here with the live meeting with us. So here we're sending away bunches of Zel. I'll try and get you as many guys as I can in here. Where was I at? All right. If I send someone twice, lucky you. You want to demonstrate some feeless transactions, I guess.
Okay, let me just sync the full node. I don't know. It seems
Trunk syncing full node hush now, and maybe you can show a private transaction for that.
Yeah, we can. Sure.
Cool. All right, I'll just go back to sending to people.
Hey, Miles, do we know how many numbers of currencies we can display in the ZelTreZ?
Oh, I'll switch back to you, Trunk, so you can show that. Do you mean as many, how many coins we can integrate, or?
How many display what fiat amount is? How many are in that list?
Sorry, do you mean the?
Yeah, it's like you have USD right now. How many currencies
like
can we display?
Everything in the world. I think it's like 100 and what was it, 90 or something, or 160, Trunk.
We can add whatever you want.
You can add whatever you want. If you guys wanted to have BTC as a base currency, if you guys want to have Zel as a base currency, if you guys want to have, you know, whatever as a base currency, just let us know. I can send you some ETH, whoever posted an ETH address as well. We'll get through it. If there's any questions, ask. Right, I don't want to miss anyone here. I think we'll stop receiving addresses, Parker, if you could sort of put a cap on it.
Hey, Scribbles, I just had a DM specifically around when the exchange function would be active, if you can just touch base on that.
It will be Q4 2018 to Q1 2019. The aim is to actually have this decentralized exchange, also known as a DEX, as a web version and inside of ZelTreZ, and to have 2 different modes for it. So you've got your, I guess you can call it beginner mode, sort of like a changely shapeshift type experience that will then execute orders on the main exchange. And then you'll have the more advanced view everyone's used to in an exchange as well. And the fees are slated to be pretty low. I don't know where I heard that information from.
The other part of the DM was, will there be a cost associated with adding an additional coin down the road?
Yes, we need to keep the infrastructure running. So far, it's about $100 a week to keep all the servers running currently for ZelTreZ. So we would probably need some support, as there's no fee. There's no 1% fee in ZelTreZ, as there are in other wallets. It's feeless. You have to pay the block explorer fee. I mean, we can show some feeless transactions here in a minute. But we can do one for Zel now, really, if someone wants to receive some. I think we're going to keep working through these addresses. But yeah, there would be a fee to implement a coin. Some community coins and some larger coins like Monero and the likes, we are going to try and add ourselves, because I think it just brings more people in to the platform. But larger, sort of smaller coins that want to get added, we will vet them, and then yeah, they can be added, but there'll still be a sort of listing fee like there are on other exchanges, etc. So I think that'll cap off the addresses that are being sent in, guys. It's hard to keep track of all of them. I've been sent 67 messages. I think they're all addresses, so we'll work through them slowly.
Diamond is broken.
Demon's broken. Okay.
Oh,
That's no problem.
It's just doing weird stuff. Yes.
Okay. I'll go back to my display then.
Are you sharing my screen, or?
No, I'm screen sharing mine now.
Okay, you can show both, I think.
Can I show both? I'll try. I don't think I can. Let me try.
I'm 99.18 things.
I can just switch between the two really quickly. Just let me know if you want to show something, and then we can switch between the two.
Okay, so switch to me, and I can show creating addresses, contacts.
Go for it.
We have in tools. And...
I'll keep working my way through sending people Zel.
Okay, so I go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
So in addresses, we have both shielded and transparent addresses. You just simply click new address, and address is generated, as well as from transparent. You can simply copy it by clicking on the address, or clicking on private key. You can obtain the private key, and it's copied to clipboard. Then in contacts, you see your contacts. You can delete contact, edit contact, or add new contact. So I'll just add scribbles here. I think I mispronounced that, but never mind.
That's fine.
Oh, that's my private key.
That's fine. If you want to know,
I'll just go to the Explorer and take the address.
Oh, nothing like doing it live, right?
Yeah, I just showed the addresses and private keys and things.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fresh wallet.
Yeah, there you go. I did have the tab open. We'll do it live.
Okay, so Scribbles is added. And then in tools, we provide options of importing both transparent address, private key, and shielded address, private key in one line. You just type your private key and click import. And it's doing without the scanning of the blockchain. So if you know that you don't have any funds in the address, you don't have to rescan the blockchain. And if you know that you have funds in the wallet, you need to rescan the blockchains. But it takes a lot of time, so we disable it by default. Okay, and going ahead and sending some. we can either select from addresses. So we want to utilize the address that we have funds in, and I want to send it to probably Scribbles, right? And we can add another receiver like my Light wallet and put the amount like 1. Approach 2, 3. We are almost synced. Can also add custom fee, so let's utilize 0 fee and go ahead and send. Okay. Maybe not.
There we go. No.
Failed to send transactions. That's strange. Okay.
That's fine. Do you want to try with something else like Zel, the Damien, that actually works?
I don't know why this works. I've imported this private key, but maybe not correctly. Let's utilize another network. I don't know what went wrong.
Yeah, try something else. That's what we've got 23 days worth of testing for, guys, as well. So we're showing an alpha here. It's nowhere near finished, but it's quite a way there, right?
Okay, I will copy the private key of ZelCash. Oh, I will need to scan it. Maybe you just.
That's fine. I'll switch over to me. That's fine. I'm just still going through these sending a bunch of people's out. Here, I'll show a feeless transaction though. That's fine. There you go. That will be sent with 0 fee. I'll post the Block Explorer link. Here, Parker, maybe you can share that around in general. I'll post it at the bottom here.
I don't know if I have any funds there.
I'm trying to get through the amount of addresses I've just been spammed with. I guess we can show some ETH transactions, maybe.
Yeah, we can show everything.
If someone's got an ETH address, I mean, I've been given a bunch of Zel addresses, and we've shown some Zel, so let's show them some love to some other coins. Someone got an ETH address, guys? You want to put in here?
Oh, I've got some Zel here too. Okay, that's good.
What else can we show? But yeah, basically, there's the breakdown. So you can sort of hover over a coin and get the value of your base currency per coin in this circle. And can demonstrate Raven coin, I guess. So we were kindly donated about $10 worth of Raven from the community. So thank you guys, Raven community and our community was sending us some Raven. So thanks guys. And from here we've got all the same features: send, receive. And with receive you've got the scan. I think something we might add on the mobile version would be the ability to be able to scan these QR codes, right? So you can then send to an address. And then contacts, you can add contacts, etc. We've still got some development notes here left, but you can add a contact. So if someone wants to give me a Raven address as well, that's fine. If someone got a Raven address, they want to, guys, you can stop spamming ETH addresses. We've got enough. We need to have someone else manning chat next time. There's a lot coming in. I think. Oh, there you go. Z's going to get some Raven, and I'll send some ETH in a second. So Z, ETH address. I click save. There it is. So I can click copy. So when I load into Raven, I go to my contacts. I want to send some Raven to Z, so I'll just click his address. I'll click send.
Actually choose it from the send.
Oh yeah. I can show there as well. So Z, I'm going to send you 2 Ravens. Send, and there it is. And I'll paste the. Oh, and even a Raven address is coming on YouTube. Thank you, guys. Feel free to send us some as well. There's our Raven address.
Okay.
Where's some ETH? Who's gonna get some ETH? Nero can get some ETH.
Yep.
Then we'll show the login process actually just before I do this. So you close out a Zel. Someone asked if there's a login for it. So yeah, there is a login process. So I'm going to open up ZelTreZ. Everything's encrypted. The only time it's not encrypted is when you're using it. So it's recommended to close it down when you're not using it. So this is the login screen. It'll check for an update. If there is an update, it'll put it down. You get to run through the install steps. The reason it's forced updates is security reasons. And guys, they're only about 80 megs max, right? So I'll be logging in by typing in test and my password. I hope you guys didn't guess that, but it's test, right? Oh, wow. You log in and it'll load up. It's pretty smooth in person when it's not in stream, so it's just a bit of lag, but once you load up, there you go. And I'll send some Ethereum to somebody, right?
Okay, I have synced my ZelCash full node wallet, so I can send you some.
Sure, I'll show you your screen in a second. Is that a lot of ETH? How much do I want to send? I'll send you 0.15 ETH. Nero? That's your name, Nero. You'll get 0.15. There you go. Click send. And that's sent. That'll pop up here in a second. Oh, we've got some more addresses coming in. Poor General, RIP General. Do you want to switch over to you, Trunk? You're going to show...
Yeah, I can illustrate some full node transactions.
Cool.
Hopefully.
All right.
Okay, so just click send. Select address, select receiver, scribbles. Add another receiver if you want. For example, buy another account, and you can have it feel as like 0, send. And transaction was created successfully. ID created.
And those will go through.
I'm sending to Scribbles, this is his address, and to my address. Clicking on it, which pops in the Explorer. So this is Scribbles, this is my address, and this is the joint split we are creating. We are sending to another address in the full node.
Yep.
Fees 0.
Don't know what was up with hash.
That's the full node of ZelCash. We can switch to another full node. For example, the Raven coin.
I'm just going to quickly send some more feelers while you're loading that up. Are you downloading that for the first time, or?
No, I think I've synced it.
Oh yeah, okay. When you're done, I'll show another feelers transaction on the Zel network. Because someone in YouTube was missing out on the love.
I just don't know where to send it, so I will just copy paste this address.
Someone random. I think someone asked for some Raven in general. Tane did. Sorry, Tane. Oh no, you're being considered. Oh no, never mind. Rip.
Okay, it's synced. Oh, it was my address as well. Oh, okay.
You're sending to yourself.
That is my other one. Okay, just send. And the transaction for Raven coin, for Bitcoin and Litecoin is calculated automatically, so you don't have to care about this.
All right, cool.
It's
I'll switch back to me, and I'll. Do you want to get ready to show a private transaction from to a Z address from a Z address, Drunk?
Yeah, we can.
Cool. If you get ready to do that, I'll switch back to me and just show another feeless transaction, so you guys can verify that's feeless. I'll post the Explorer link in a second. Address is not valid. Oh yeah, there's a space in it. There you go. And that's sent off to someone in YouTube chat. Paulo Silva. There you go, man. Guys can quit pasting addresses. I guess I can send some Litecoin to somebody. There you go. You got lucky. Don't know what Litecoin fees are like. Are they pretty big recently? There's some Litecoin sent. All right, what should we show next, guys? What about Bitcoin Z? You want to give some Bitcoin Z love? We can give some Bitcoin Z love. Post some Bitcoin Z addresses in general. We'll take the first 3, and then we'll take 2 Z addresses, maybe, Trunk. Do you want to send some Z addresses, maybe, for Bitcoin Z, or what are you firing up?
I fired ZelCash, but I can switch to Bitcoin Z. I don't know if I have Bitcoin Z in my full node wallet.
Okay, well, here.
Addresses,
send me your Bitcoin Z address. I'll send you some Bitcoin Z to your full node, and then you can send it to a Z address.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I haven't got Bitcoin Z on this computer, so actually, no, I haven't got a sync though for a while. I've been DM something. Okay, elsewhere. Mark Lynch, you're here. Do you want to talk about Zel Uni actually? While we're sending around some stuff? Or is he not here? He's gone. Okay.
No. I just,
all right,
I'm here.
You're back. You're back. Do you want to talk about Zel Uni?
Yeah, definitely. Let's go for it.
Cool.
I
I'll get your slide open. Hold on. I got it ready. There it is. Go for it.
Let's see here. I'm seeing. Okay, here we go. All right, so hey, so what we've kind of talked over here is kind of a way to introduce a few more of the decentralized applications. Zel University is kind of it's kind of going to be on the charity side of things for us here. We want to kind of create something that we can give back to the community worldwide, something where we can offer something that's low cost to no cost for underserved communities in the world. We have a couple different ideas on it, one of which is to utilize the blockchain technology to store student records so that students can control their own data. That would then allow people to store transcript records on the blockchain for all their student grades, anything along those lines. And then at that point, they could then skip having to call and talk to the school. The school could save some money on needing all the extra administration people to handle all of those records. And you could share as much or as little as you'd like to, and we could store that in private through ZK snarks. Now, as far as for Zel University, a little bit of background about myself. I'm a self-taught developer. I would call it a hobby developer. I do a little bit of front-end stuff, a little bit of Node.js. And I learned all that through all the different free platforms and some of the paid ones online. I've used Treehouse. I've used Free Code Camp. And when I was looking through them, there were things that were lacking. And I think that we can improve upon what's already out there and spread that around the world through the Zel Foundation and get a lot more people on board with the blockchain. We'd like to have a little bit more in the realm of technology, education, so that we can get more people that could potentially come on board with Zel. Another thing that I'm trying to do is I'm going to be working with universities to try and get people to come on and through other universities, such as University of Santa Barbara, California, and UCSB, and other places around Santa Barbara where I'm at. and from there, we're going to try and get them to have different projects for building decentralized apps across the board and bring them onto the Zel University platform and grab some more people in there. A couple other things that we're trying to do with that is we're gonna be going to we're gonna be reaching out to newly retired or developers that have some extra free time, so that they can help provide and volunteer for mentorship, which is something that I saw that was lacking in things like Free Code Camp and Treehouse. Something where you could have a little bit more of a one-on-one type of a situation where you can really discuss all the problems and all those moments where you feel like you're about to jump off a cliff because you just don't know what to do next. And that's basically the roadmap. It's a long-term project, and we're starting to do some work on it now. So you can pass it back off to Miles there, and we'll have a little bit more info in the next coming weeks.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Yeah, the aim of the charity and sort of something a lot of the team works, and I know at least 2 members of our team sort of worked in charitable organizations before, and I myself have a sort of passion for helping people in the best way I can. So what we have and what enables us with this, dev fund is not only to develop the project technologically, but we can also start to put to use other open source tech as well as our own to good use, right? So something like Bitcoin Z's Text Z. It's awesome. It's really cool. You can, if you haven't got internet, you can, like they do in the unbanked kind of world, is they use their Nokia 3310 brick phone to interact with their banking, right, through text service. So bringing that technology to crypto is really awesome, and hats off to the Bitcoin Z team. Check them out. I think btcz.rocks. Shout out to you guys. One of the main reasons we've got them in ZelTreZ is because they're just such awesome guys, and the community there is great as well. So not to show BTCZ too hard, but I used to be part of the team there, and yeah, I want to say thank you to everything they did for me, and sort of hats off to them for what they've done. But we're thinking of bringing a Text Z type service for Zel in these sort of unbanked countries. So that would be one of the things Zel Foundation will be doing along with Zel Uni, and I'm sure there are many other things we can do with that. I mean, if there's anything else anyone wants to discuss regarding charity? No. Okay. We'll go back to the ZelTreZ demo. Trunk, do you want to jump in and do something? I need to send you some BTCZ.
Yeah, I'm at 65% on the syncing.
Oh, I'll take half an hour. Okay. We can open up for a Q&A then. I think there have been some questions, right, Parker?
Yeah, there is. The first question I got queued up is from Spectral Phoenix. I'll just read the whole thing. He says, I've had a bad experience mining on Exodus wallet. It keeps all transactions separate, and the fees get a bit much when you try to withdraw. My question is, are we able to mine to our ZelTreZ wallets? And how will that work? Will it work as full node wallet works, for example?
Yeah, you can mine to your the lightweight wallet when you launch in, by all means, do. You can also mine to full node, by all means. It'll probably put less load on our servers if you did mine to full node, and it'll also help the Zel network, and it's not that big to download. If you already have Swing Wallet, if you could keep using it via ZelTreZ, I think you'll have a much better experience than the JavaScript wallet that's already out there, right? Not JavaScript, sorry, the Java wallet that's already out there. But yeah, you can mine to ZelTreZ, no problem. There's no reason why you can't. Microtransactions, etc. I think that answers that question pretty well.
Yeah.
Are there any questions? The questions we could answer, maybe.
Yeah, that's the only question from questions channel on Discord. I'm trying to go through the YouTube. Oh, this one's good. Maybe. What does Zel stand for?
Before we came up to the initial idea was ZK snarks, right? And ZCash fork for the Z. E for Ethereum, and sort of the ETH-like chains that we're going to be bringing together in the ZelDev platform, and then we're linking them together. That's what the L stands for. That was kind of like a fire up on the second hand. Really, we just came up with a name and we found a domain that was cool, right? So Zel.cash looked cool, so we just went for it. Don't have a functioning mic, someone said okay. Another question we get asked is about exchanges. We are working on them actively, as I mentioned earlier. I think someone keeps mentioning CryptoBridge, or a few other people keep mentioning CryptoBridge. We were told they're going to have Zcash fork coin soon. That was a few months ago now, like 2 or 3, maybe even longer. They haven't added them yet. So what can we do? I mean, CryptoBridge is a great exchange for us to get on. So once they do accept Zcash fork coins, then sure. If you guys can take some questions, that'd be great. I'll just be back in a minute. Parker, you're in charge.
Gotcha. Let's see. Yeah, if there's any more questions, you can throw them up on the questions channel on Discord. I'm just going through the YouTube comments right now. Do you need translation to Portuguese? We have gotten a translation for the teaser video in Portuguese currently, but we were always looking for more consistent translators. The idea right now is we get an interested list going of translators for many languages to do the teaser video, and then going forward, I'd like to see who would like to be a translator for some larger projects. And I'm still working out how we'd like to go about that, but I will say that, you know, for these longer videos, I understand it does take a long time to do some of these translations for the closed captioning. So we'll come up with some type of system that is beneficial for ZelCash and the translators. And I'll put some more out about that soon after I get the translations up on the teaser video. I see, will ZelTreZ be password protected? In case you didn't see that earlier, Miles did a log out, log in, and it is password protected. Have multiple accounts on ZelTreZ, things like that.
Yeah, Trunk, do you want to talk a little bit more about how the accounts work? I know you described it with Maxine earlier.
Sure, I can show it. If you can switch to my screen, I can log into another account. Why not? You can run multiple accounts at once.
And I'll try and answer some more of these questions. Hardware wallet estimate. One thing we wanted to do is integrate hardware wallet support into ZelTreZ. So an estimate this year. We know it's slow to get integration, so it'll take time. You know, hopefully sooner than later, right? That'll be a big feature for us. When can we expect Zel to be listed on CoinMarketCap? Soon. I think volumes are getting higher and higher. We'll hit the 100K one day. It's the daily volume we need for one day. So if any whales out there feel like pumping it to get that volume, that'd be great. Not pumping it as in pumping up the price, pumping it as in giving us enough volume to be able to get listed on CoinMarketCap. We might try and push an application in beforehand, before we reach that. Hopefully they'll accept us. We'll see how that goes though. Trunk, take it away.
Okay, can you switch to my screen?
Yep.
Great. So when you fire up ZelTreZ, you create an account. You just type. If you type your account name, add a password. The password has to be longer than 16 characters. In this development node, it is just restricted to 5 or so. So you type the password. And if you create an account, and those passwords has to match. If they don't match, you are not allowed to create the account. So those passwords have to match. And then you created an account. What it does, we store your account name as a plain text, and the password is salted hash. So we take your password, add some random string that is secret, and create a SHA-256 hash from it, and use this to store your password. So when you log in, the password is, the hash of the password is checked with the stored hashed password, and you are signed in. With the username and password combination, you created a private key from this combination of your username and password and another salted hash. Like there is 2 types salted hash algorithm calculated to obtain this private key, and we use different hashes to obtain private key and encryption key. And the encryption key encrypts your wallet and contacts. So this is basically how we, with this key, this 64-bit byte long key, we encrypt your wallet. Yeah.
Yeah, to add on to that, all your passwords and user information is stored locally. And to take from some of the help section that was being written by one of the team members, if you lose it, there's nothing we can do for you. So don't lose it. Don't forget it. Make sure it's something memorable. That's a polite way of putting it. Yeah, it's nothing stored on our servers, so we can't help you. Just the benefit of it being much more secure, right? But also,
we don't store anything, and we don't store anything from you. You just have to choose very strong password, because that's the only thing that protects anyone else of accessing your funds. Like if I know your username and password, I can log into the same account and see all your Litecoin, Lite wallet.
You can access it.
Lite wallet, not the full node wallets, but the Lite, yes.
I hope there's no value on those private keys. Someone just said, Trunk, give me an address I can send you some stuff to. I don't know. What I'm going to demonstrate, some Bitcoin Z, cool. I'll switch back to my screen. You can go onto Discord. You can send that to me in a DM if you want, or in general, it's up to you. Yeah, cool. And I'll pass that.
Is there a cap or anything on the size of the password that you choose? Can it be a multi-word, or does it all have to be?
No, you can put like 50, 100 characters, or I don't know.
Whatever you want to do. You could hit your keyboard with your face. It's fine. So yeah.
Just the length has to be a minimum of 16, and then it's uncapped.
Thanks.
Miles, while you're sending some coin to Trunk, there was a good question in YouTube about how does the feeless structure work? Wouldn't it get ignored by the miners?
It might be.
It could be. What we're saying is there is the possibility for feeless transactions. And currently, the way Zel's going, on our network at least, you are able to keep sending feeless transactions. So, but yeah, by no means does it mean you can send feeless Bitcoin transactions. Yes, you'll have to still pay the transaction fee. But what we're saying is there's no 1% fee that certain other wallets implement. That there's none of that, you know. The way we would be able to sort of sustain ZelTreZ would be from other coins paying for listings potentially. But I mean, eventually, hopefully, we'll be able to run the platform on our decentralized network instead of it being run on our own servers, right? So that's the aim. One thing we can bring up is, I think a question, what was it? It was a pretty good one. Oh, I've lost it now. Do you still need software testers? I think we've got enough now. We've got like 4 or 5 ZelTreZ testers you guys can represent in general. But we should be okay. Let's have a look. All right. I can't see it. Will the new algorithm support AMD GPUs? Yeah. I mean, if we move to X16, an X16 variant, you can expect sort of similar results as you get on Pigeon or Raven. Yeah, that's all there is to say to that. I mean, that's sort of the most likely move for us, is to move to an X16 variant, because we know for sure then we'll be ASIC resistant for hopefully a year. Right, do we want to show some private Bitcoin Z transactions?
It's at 70%, so I'll switch to hash.
If hash works.
Hash works, yeah, hopefully.
Let's have a look if there's any questions. Am I missing any, Parker?
Here and there, but I think we can answer these in general. Or let's see, is there a way to update private keys in accounts in ZelTreZ?
Yeah, you can import them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot about the private and encrypted keys, and I think we can show that in a different video on how to fully utilize ZelTreZ once it's closer to release.
Yeah, we're going to get some tutorials made to sort of show different functions, like 1-minute instructionals on how to get them done, and we'll make sure those are translated into a bunch of different languages and easy to follow. One thing I'll mention is earlier today, I had my 70-year-old grandmother try and use Copay on Android on my phone and ZelTreZ for the first time. I had to show her how to use a mouse because she didn't know that left click was to select stuff. But once she got the hang of that, she managed to send a transaction from my phone to ZelTreZ using the scan of the QR code, which I thought was pretty cool. I caught that on video today. So try and put something together out of that maybe. Okay, there's a question for you, Trunk. How do you back up all the different wallets on ZelTreZ? Back up your encrypted wallet. .dat, man. It's pretty simple. Keep it in cold storage.
The full wallet? Full wallets?
Just in general, your wallet.dats.
Well,
just back up your wallet.dat like normal, man. You can find it.
Yeah,
we'll probably have. We can have a tutorial for it.
Wallet.dat file. Wait a second.
Don't forget Dutch. Do you want to switch to your screen? Let me know when you're ready. I can show you.
Yeah, I can run now.
Let me know if you're
your wallet.dat.
Yeah, we'll
username, your username you are using, but the wallet.dat is encrypted. So in order to decrypt it, you need to put it in another ZelTreZ.
You have to use ZelTreZ.
You can't decrypt the wallet.dat file using another different wallet software. You can decrypt only with the ZelTreZ. So
yeah, you'll need to back that up on sort of cold storage, I guess, or you can just back up your private keys as well. That's another way you could do it if you've got your password.
Yeah. Or you can use your encryption key from the ZelTreZ and decrypt it by yourself. So that's also
another option. No, it was just a fun fact. Not important to have Z on addresses. We're going to do some Z address transactions once you're synced up. Do you think hash will work?
Yeah, I'm just sending hash to my.
Okay, just test it out and let me know if that works properly, and we can do some Z address transactions if Bitcoin Z isn't ready. If you guys have got any hash addresses that are private or transparent, spam them in here in general. Go, go, go. General's going to be it's an absolute mess today. It's addresses everywhere.
And yeah, you can switch to me, and I'm showing that I am using two ZelTreZ wallets at one time. It's also a possibility.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go.
So I just sent from the Trunk free account to the Trunk Wine account. This is Light Wallet, and this is Full Node Wallet that should have received and is receiving the funds from another ZelTreZ wallet.
A question's just come in. Do we have to back up the wallet file and private key, or just to remember the password? If you remember the password, you'll be fine. but you can back them up as well if you want to, just to be sure. I mean, as always recommended, if you'll forget your password and you don't want to keep a physical copy of your encrypted, I mean, the best thing would be to back up your encrypted wallet.dat. Yeah. And if someone had access to the physical medium, unless they then knew your password to then unencrypt it, they'd have to have ZelTreZ as well. You should be pretty good. Trunk is hanging out on Discord. You just don't see him that often because he's not as active as me.
No, I'm just hidden.
He's there just quietly in the background. I mean, mainly because he works on ZelTreZ a lot more than I do. So it's been his sweat and tears and, you know, blood that's gone into this. So, yeah, big thank you as always. Are there some hush addresses that you guys have posted in general? If so, can you give us a private address as well? Well, Parker, we can switch to you.
Yeah, I can generate a private address in my Hush Swing wallet and send it your way.
Yeah, sure, go for it, man. Turn on screen sharing and they can see your Swing wallet going. ASIC miners will destroy this algo, and hence, Tom, we are switching algo. If you go ahead, earlier in the meeting, we just discussed a little bit about what we're going to do regarding ASICs, so you can catch that. But basically, we are going to switch algo to keep ASIC resistance. When you've got screen sharing on, Parker, have you got it on? I can switch to you.
I do, and I just generated a new private address.
Okay. And if you could send that to us in team, I'll switch back to Trunk screen showing now. If you send that to us in team, and then Trunk can send that. Is Hush working, Trunk?
They need to mine a block. And yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're just waiting for a confirmation.
Oh, those block times are a bit. Oh, they're okay. You got the private address Parker sent now. To restore the account, suppose the hard disk is corrupt in that situation. Trunk is Czech, right? Yes, he is. Hunt him down for us. I'm joking. No, I mean, in order to restore the account, suppose the hard disk is corrupt in that situation. As long as you've got your password and your username, you're fine. Might be a Ledger question, but would Zel have support on Ledger NOS sometime in the future, or any hardware wallet for that matter? Yes, we are aiming to have Ledger NOS support for ZelTreZ. We haven't got a timeline on that because we don't know how long it will take for Ledger themselves to accept sorry, I just read something in a comment. For Ledger NOS to accept our code to then use it, right? But it should be a process hopefully in the next 6 months or so to get it added. How often new wallets will be added to ZelTreZ? If you mean new coins, it depends how often we get. I mean, we're going to try and update it in the next, after release, probably be 4 to 6 weeks maybe. Trunk, it's in core team. Just
yeah. Okay.
I'll switch back to you then when you got it. A BTCZ address as well. I'll send you some BTCZ, man.
Okay, so you can switch back to me, and I will show prior.
All right.
So we go ahead and click send. From address, we choose an address. Add a receiver. Private address, amount, and we can add another receiver, for example, Scribbles, or the Zel Foundation, or my light bullet, everything would be want. And just go ahead and click send, and it's queued successfully. So the node is just
sign it and broadcast
signing it, and it should be. You can see that it's in pending transactions. It's queued. And my computer is using 98% total
CPU usage.
So it's doing some stuff. Hopefully in some time we'll.
I mean, while we're waiting for that to happen, what do you run as your CPU, man? What's your PC?
It's 8550U Intel Core
Okay.
i7 8550.
Is it the U version?
Yeah, it's the
laptop.
It's laptop.
Yeah, same. I'm running on a laptop as well. All 5 monitors. Those that have seen my setup. Beautiful, beautiful. I bought a Z9 anyway. Dual stops are scarce in my country. That I will shout to. Bulletproof. That is funny. Suggestion on the UI, if I may. I think the connection status can be moved to the bottom of the screen away from the transaction log. Okay. Yeah, that can be done. Could you post that as a suggestion in the ZelTreZ section, Bulletproof, or maybe you can, Parker? An interesting comment on YouTube. Z, it could be sooner, it could be later. It depends if we have stuff to add. That was regarding new updates for ZelTreZ. If we could push an update, for example, just to add Monero, and then we could push an update just to add I don't know, another coin off the top of my head, Snow Gem, let's say, stuff like that. But we might do bulk updates every six weeks or so, where the next sort of big version will be customizability. So it's going to bring a lot of customizability to the user experience. And that's going to be a big in part to Olivier Bishop joining the team. Will there be like a poll/voting system for adding new coin support? Yeah, we'll have that set up in ZelTreZ.io, the website. I can post a link in YouTube now, I guess. There you go. So you can sort of start to see Olivier's handiwork starting to come together. And it's a countdown. 23 days left. I vote to have some custom background on ZelTreZ. We may be able to implement that before release, or it may come as an update. It'd be something nice to do there, I suppose. Trunk, do you think we can fit it in before release? Customizable backgrounds? You'd have to change quite a bit of code, though. If you can hear me. Never mind. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, my laptop. Yeah,
90%.
It was likely yes. We can do it in.
Okay.
Release.
We should be able to do it before release, hopefully. We're not.
I'm still calculating the transaction, so it's kind of.
That's fine. We know what the addresses are like sometimes. If you've ever used it on a laptop. I think there's a question about ZelTreZ being on mobile. Yeah, that'll be to come as well. In the first release, we're going to try and be Windows, Linux, and Mac, of course. Mac, thanks to a lot of work of Lumi, we managed to get the Bitcoin Z Damien working on Mac, and I'm sure he'll be able to work out a few other coins for us, right? I don't know if Lumi's going to talk, but he's here.
Everything is working on Mac right now.
Yeah, I can fix it.
Of course you can fix it. You fix everything, man. Suggested to me. Oh.
Once Trunk's transaction unqueued and went through, it instantly showed up in my Hush Swing wallet.
Oh, has it?
It's showing in my note as well. You can see it.
Yep, just confirming for me.
Okay, sent, and there it is on Parker's end. What else were we told? Ora Cardano. Maybe.
I think we will round that number. Bitcoin.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we could do.
That's strangely displayed.
What else is there any other questions or anything else people want to see? Is there anything from the team?
Tane was wondering if you got his Raven coin.
Let's have a look. Yeah, I think we may have. Let's have a look. Don't think so. Did he send it to the right person? Who was it that sent it?
Tane. I'll ask him where he sent it.
Tane, where did you send it? Here's the receive address. 1.337 Raven, like that, man. Oh, yes, I can see it, lol. There it is. You must have sent it a while ago. Yeah, it's there. I just missed it. Cool. Any more questions we've got? Which algo? I saw one Raven incoming when you had it on screen. Yeah, we got it, man. Which algo are you switching to? We're going to be switching to either a modified Equihash by modifying the NK values, but that's probably the unlikely. That's like option B. Option A, you know, the A plan is to switch to a modified X16 type variant. Or just a X16S or something along those lines. The aim is to keep ZK snarks and to keep all the functionality we have, and it shouldn't delay or change any release dates. The only thing I will say is the white paper release of part 2. I'm working on it. The problem right now is I think it's exam season, as everyone knows. So once I get exams out of the way, I should be able to post and finish off my white paper, so 2.0. And that should really describe everything that Zel's aiming to do over the next year and a half or so. Oh, yeah. We can't really look that far into the future in crypto. Everything moves just so quickly. So,
Well, let's. What if we take the rest of the Q&As and either write them up, post them on Discord or Twitter?
yeah, can do. If people want to ask any more questions, leave them in the questions section. Bulletproof, you asked about the marketing for ZelTreZ. That's going to start speeding up now. Now that we have it working and we're confident we're going to be able to hit release, we're going to be getting marketing out there. I mean, so far our Twitter and Discord group itself has started to really expand over the last few days, right?
So, yeah, we're at 1,700 members on Discord and over 650 followers on Twitter so far.
Yeah. Yeah, they could do. They could do. The question was regarding POS coins, so not mineable coins, ERC20 tokens, etc. Yeah, we'll be adding stuff like that. It's just been a later release, obviously. And in regards to mobile, that'll also be coming, hopefully, this side of the summer. Did you want to share any info on Zel nodes? The loveliest question. I think we'll close off with this one. We're going to discuss them at the end of Q2, all right? We'll have some economics worked out, and then we'll have the community sort of vote on their decision. We sort of have a rough idea. I mean, you guys can start to guesstimate on what it's going to be. We're going to have 3 tiers of nodes, right? Zel nodes, Zel super nodes, and Zel will let the community vote on the last name. And they'll require different system specs on each node, and they'll obviously be operating different things inside of the Zel dev platform. Yeah. So we can just say maybe that the lowest tier is going to be more than 10K Zel. Speculation begins. I think we'll close off on that note then, guys. If there's any other questions, the team's always happy to answer in Discord, or you can tweet us at ZelCash. Is there any closing words from anyone else? Right. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening or morning, and goodbye.